Okay, we call this meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation following. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear God, please bless our elected officials. Grant them the wisdom to know and the courage to do what is right for all citizens. Amen.
Amen. Roll call, please.
Allen? Here. Green? Here. LaFour? Oh, I'm sorry. Mistrovich?
Here.
Reindell?
Here.
Ricks?
Here.
Schultz?
Here.
Warren?
Here.
Approval of minutes for the City Council meeting of April 19th. Motion be in order.
I'll make the motion.
Support.
What's been made and supported? Any discussion on the minutes? Being not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We also have the budget workshop minutes from April 26th. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Support.
What's been made and supported? Any discussion? Being not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We move on to audience comments on any non-agenda items. We'd ask that you step to the microphone and state your name and address for the record. Is there anybody?
No one.
Thank you. Moving to adoption of agenda, Mr. City Manager, any changes?
No changes.
City Council, any changes? Motion to accept the agenda as presented would be in order.
I'll make the motion.
Support.
What's been made and supported? Any discussion? Being not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Do we have a motion for the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Support.
What's been made and supported? There is no discussion. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We have no public hearing this evening. We do have 7 items for consideration. The first one being consideration of approving resolution number 2021-8, recognition of the competitive cheer state championship team. Mr. City Manager?
The City Council is scheduled to consider adopting Resolution 2021-8, a resolution recognizing the 2021 state champion Richmond High School competitive cheer team. The resolution recognizes the competitive cheer team as a source of civic pride in the Richmond community. And I believe the team and the coach are out in our lobby waiting for the mayor.
Very good. Could I have a motion first?
I'll make a motion to adopt Resolution 2021-8, a resolution recognizing the 2021 state champion Richmond High School competitive cheer team as a source of civic pride.
Support.
Motion's been made and supported. Would council like to join me?
Sure.
My presentation. Okay, whereas the Richmond High School competitive cheer team won the State of Michigan Division III competitive cheer championship for 2021, and whereas this is the 3rd consecutive state championship won by the Blue Devil competitive cheer team, which has provided a valuable service to Richmond by teaching the youth of our community sportsmanship and the competitive will to win. And whereas Coach Kelly Mathis, her assistant coaches, and the student athletes have created a dominant program that has brought considerable pride to our community. And whereas our city is proud of the Blue Devil competitive cheer team and appreciative of the state recognition that the team has brought to this community through your good sportsmanship and athletic success. Now therefore be it resolved that the Richmond City Council does hereby recognize and congratulate the Richmond High School competitive cheer team and their coach Kelly Mathis for their dedication and diligence to the sport of high school competitive cheer and for winning the 2021 state championship. And that is duly recognized by the entire City Council upon approval tonight. Kelly, I want to give that to you.
Thank you so much.
And just generally, nobody can ever take this away from you. You're state champs. That's something you will carry your entire life. It's amazing. You'll never forget it. And that work ethic that you have, that will carry you through life also. I guarantee you, I've seen it happen with teams that I've had over the years. And when you have a team like this that gives their all, you'll give your all the rest of your life. And we're extremely proud of you. Kelly?
Thank you so much. Thank you to Mr. Ricks and the entire city council. It's always an honor to be recognized within the school, but especially in our community, which our program takes very seriously. Like you said, this was not a normal year. Side note is that in our season, which was very short, we actually had 2 practices where our entire team worked together because of quarantines and everything else that went on, one of them being the night before districts. So to say it was a challenge is an understatement, but these young ladies came in every day without any question, did exactly what they were told to do, whether they were stuck at home because they got contact traced and they were working at home, or if they were at practice. And we lived and died this year by the statement, trust the process. And that isn't just about cheerleading, but it's about life, like you said. And the championships are great and the trophies are wonderful, but it's about the life lessons that the kids learn and that they continue to teach the people underneath them, the younger kids, the little girls who it seems like yesterday, half of them were little girls that were coming to the little cheer camp that we have. But we couldn't do what we do. I couldn't do what I do without my assistant coaches, the administration at the high school and the school board and the superintendent and our entire community, including all of you and everyone else around us that is so supportive of everything that we do. So thank you for recognizing this. Hearing 3rd in a row is very sweet considering all the years where it seems like we fell a little bit short. So this year we were able to come to the top of the mountain. They did the job they needed to do, and this is their win, 100%. So
Excellent. Very
thank you
good.
so
Very
much.
good. Thanks for coming. We might get a swing of the camera and get a little shot of some of the girls, even with their masks on.
It's always with the
Yeah. Yeah, it was a special year for sure with the COVID. So we had a motion on the floor to adopt the resolution that we just presented to the cheer team. Is there any other comments? Being not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. What a great accomplishment, especially through the COVID. Amazing. Item number 2 is consideration of approving the sale of 68-420 Main Street. Mr. City Manager?
Council is scheduled to consider approving proposals in the form of purchase agreements for 68420 Main Street, Lot 64, commonly known as the old gas station on Main, or the old gas station property on Main Street. As discussed at the April 19th council meeting, the city has been working to have the property surveyed and create a lot split that we're comfortable with and that will add value to the 2 adjoining properties. City Attorney Mark Clark has completed those purchase agreements. As council approved my recommendation letter last meeting to waive the competitive purchasing requirements, our administration's recommendation is that council consider approving the purchase agreements with Joshua and Laura Kramer in the amount of $11,700 and Colleen Madel in the amount of $18,300 to sell portions of 68420 Main Street to each of them as shown on the map.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
I make the motion to approve the purchase agreements with Joshua and Laura Kramer in the amount of $11,700, Colleen Madel in the amount of $18,300 to sell the corresponding portions of 68420 Main Street to each of them as shown on the map, and authorize the city manager to sign the purchase agreement on behalf of the city of Richmond.
Support.
What's been made and supported? Is there any discussion on this? It's been a long time coming. I'm glad to see that this is finished and that the properties go to the adjoining property owners. We cleaned up a big mess that had been in this town for probably 40 years. And it took a while, but we're there, and it's nice to see. I'm sure there'll be some improvements to that property now that we have private owners to it. Any other comments? I don't believe we have any audience comments.
No comments.
Okay. Back to the table. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
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 Against? Motion does pass. Item number 3 is consideration of approving lot split and combine of 68-420 Main Street. Mr. City Manager?
This item is kind of the companion piece to the item that you just approved. Council is scheduled to consider approving a lot split combination for the property at 68420 Main Street. Again, the city engineers went out and surveyed the property and came up with a split that all property owners were in agreement with. So our recommendation is to approve the lot split combination requested by the city of Richmond to split 68420 Main Street and add the resulting parcels to 68440 Main Street and 36111 Buyer Street, as shown in the reference materials, upon the completion of the purchase agreements.
Thank you. Is there a motion to that effect?
I make a motion to approve the lot split combination request by the City of Richmond to split 68420 Main Street and add the resulting parcels to 68440 Main Street and 36111 Buyer Street as shown in the reference to materials upon completion of the purchase agreements.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Is there any discussion? Being not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Item number 4 is consideration of food truck request, Richmond Little League. Mr. City Manager?
The city council is scheduled to consider a special event request for mobile food vendors for the Richmond Little League to have 2 to 3 mobile food vendors on Saturday, June 12th and Sunday, June 13th from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. As mentioned in the attached letter from Richmond Little League, their concession stand is offering a very limited menu this summer, and they would like to offer the visiting teams to the Blue Devil tournament the chance to stay on site as they don't have a lot of time often between their games. So as a result, they'd like permission to have 2 to 3 food trucks, like hot dogs, grilled cheese, possibly ice cream, to keep them there and give them another option. On your table tonight, I did provide a map showing that they'll have the food trucks up by their concession stand in that parking area up there. And administration's recommendation is for approval.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the special event request for mobile food vendors from Richmond Little League to have 2 to 3 mobile food vendors on Saturday, June 12th and Sunday, June 13th from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, we've had a lot of discussion on this type of item in the past. We've come up with a policy on food trucks in general, revolving around mainly events would be the preferred opportunity to have food trucks. So this one here is another event-driven one where there's going to be the Blue Water Invitational Tournament at the Little League area. And so I think that this is a proper use of food trucks. Provides a lot of opportunity for the participants, most of which will probably be coming from out of town. So it gives them the opportunity to get something between games without having to run off to get something because they don't have a lot of time, and it seems like the perfect time to do it. And then after this tournament, perhaps some of the participants will find a nice restaurant in town and spend some more time there. So I think for the event, I have no issues with this. I think it's a good thing for the city and Little League and the service. So, thank you.
Anybody else?
I just wanted to add one more thing to that, that in the past with our discussions, a concern was that a food truck would compete with the Little League stand where they normally sell food, and so this is their organization actually requesting this and knowing that it's not going to compete with their fundraising. So I think a consideration of yes would be appropriate here.
My only question is why aren't they running their concession stand? If it's a lack of manpower or they're concerned with COVID or there's no explanation here. I don't have any problem with these food trucks. Believe it or not, council, I don't have any problem.
I was like,
This is truly a special event. It brings thousands of people over there. That concession stand could never keep up with as many people that come. It's a special event. It is isolated. Those teams don't have a lot of time in between. They don't have time to go to a restaurant. I don't have any problem with this at all.
Okay.
These are the types of things where I think food trucks are good for our community, as Mike said. I would have liked to know why the concession stand's not running. What happened? But we don't have anybody here to tell us that. So I'm going to be in favor of the motion. I have absolutely no problem with this. This isn't any different than the Good Old Days Festival having things over at the park where people are running from one event to another. They don't have time to run uptown. And quite frankly, uptown, we have enough things up there that they keep the restaurants busy anyhow, just by the sheer number of people in town. But I think this is a good thing. Believe it or not, I wish I could take my mask off and tell you, it really is me talking. It is not across from a restaurant. It is not going to hurt the restaurants. They would be bringing in their own food more than likely, which a lot of teams do. Because they don't have that time in between games. So, and I know the coaching that I do at the high school, we're not allowed to bring in food because of the COVID. So, and I'm sure they're going to, I believe you have it in here that they have to meet health department requirements so that the health department's fully aware they're coming. So they will be inspected, or they have their Michigan inspection done once a year, whatever. So I don't believe it's going to pose any kind of a problem in our community. So, any other comments?
No, I just say that I think it's actually going to supplement some of the restaurants too, as far as the fast food restaurants, because that's usually what happens at those tournaments. Somebody runs off and gets the food at the fast food restaurants and brings it back. So I think we'll still have a lot of that going on, which is good for those businesses. But I think this just enhances the experience for everybody.
Okay. I don't believe there's anybody in the audience for this.
No one's here, no.
Okay. If there's nothing else, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Against? Motion does pass. Item number 5 is consideration of approving the National Day of Prayer. Mr. City Manager.
Oh, I'm sorry, I flipped one too many pages. Apologize. Council is scheduled to consider a request from the Richmond area pastors to recognize Thursday, May 6th, as the National Day of Prayer. In previous years, the city has recognized the Day of Prayer by allowing the Richmond area pastors to publicly pray in front of City Hall. This year, as long as it's not raining, we will be out in front of City Hall from 12:20 to 12:40. That morning, if it doesn't look like the rain is going to hold off as long as they're predicting, we will send out Zoom links and get that out on the websites. So if you're interested, watch either the Facebook page of the rec department or the City of Richmond, cityofrichmond.net for a news flash, and we'll get that out. But we hope to be in front here. Due to COVID, there won't be the luncheon afterwards, but we hope that we'll be praying in front of City Hall. And I believe Pastor Egley is here if you have any questions.
Pastor, some comments?
He's coming.
Yeah, well, on behalf of the pastors in Richmond, I want to thank you again for considering our proposal for the National Day of Prayer. And just on a personal note, our church has been praying for this city and for the city council in particular, that God would bless you guys and give you the ability. And I've seen a lot in the past few years. I've seen a lot of city councils from different places, and by far you guys are the most efficient ones that I've seen. And I just wanted to thank you guys for the good job that you do. And even in these tough times, you guys are doing things that are for the benefit of the people. And so on behalf of our church, we want to thank you for the good job that you've done.
Thank you. Okay. Is there a motion?
I make a motion to authorize the mayor to sign the proclamation recognizing Thursday, May 6, 2021, as a National Day of Prayer, and to invite members of the public to pray beginning at 12:20 p.m.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Is there any discussion? Glad to see. I hope we can do it. I hope the weather's with us. And we're going to forego the pizza this year because of COVID.
Correct.
Yes. Okay. So we can still come down and hear some good prayer. We may not be able to feed them, but we can feed their souls, right?
Yes.
Anything else? All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Thank you, Russ, for putting this all together for us.
Thank you.
Okay, we're on to item number 6 is consideration of Recreation Board appointment. Mr. City Manager?
The term on the rec board for Melissa Matrazak expired as of March 31st. Attached, you will find her application.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion to reappoint Melissa Matrak to the Recreation Board for a 2-year term with an expiration date of March 31st, 2023.
Support.
Motion's been made and supported. Any discussion? Just want to thank her for coming back again. It has been a number of years that she has served on that board, and as the chair on that board also has done a good job. Any other comments? All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Our final item is consideration of adopting resolution number 2021-9, approval to conduct the annual Memorial Day Parade. Mr. City Manager.
Council is scheduled to consider a request from the City of Richmond to conduct the annual Memorial Day Parade on Monday, May 31st, beginning at 10 a.m. As council is aware, the VFW Parade Chair, John Einen, recently passed away, and at last year's ceremony, which was just very small due to COVID, Mayor Ricks was asked to consider taking over the parade. And again, this year, the mayor has spoken with the captain of the color guard, and they reiterated that request. So the mayor is stepping up to coordinate the parade and the ceremony. There's changes this year. The parade route will begin will line up over by Bailey Park along Washington Street between Main and Beebe. It'll enter onto Main Street at Washington and head south through Stone Street. Much like the Christmas tree lighting a couple of years ago, that block of Main Street, once the parade goes by, that block of Main Street from Monroe to Water will remain closed to allow the public to kind of socially distance themselves out into the street. The stage will be up on the brick pavers next to the memorial. The band will be there, and the color guard. The ceremony will be similar,
Yes.
much the same as we've done in the past. And we'll have the mayor or the color guard place the wreath there at the memorial. And so those are kind of the changes we've made for this year, and I'll turn it over to the mayor at this point.
Yeah, the only other thing that I'd like to add, and I talked to the VFW about this, in days gone by, that used to be when kids would decorate their bikes in the red, white, and blue, more in, appreciation for those that died, to give us our freedom to do such things as parade. I also would like to invite golf carts, which I have seen, especially in Lexington, during their 4th of July parade. They decorate also in their red, white, and blue and whatnot. I'd like to invite them also into the parade to follow everybody else that's in the parade. Certainly, City Council are invited to this. We are probably, because of COVID and the size of our stage, we're not going to be able to have others up on the stage with us. But the City Council would definitely be on stage if you care to. We hope so. And I've got a speaker who says he will keep it short and sweet. Happened to run into him on Main Street Saturday, so that worked out really well. I had him trapped, so he couldn't say no. But he's a wonderful person in our community who will do a very good job. So we're on the go here, unless something terrible happens between then and now as far as the pandemic. Hopefully we will show something close to what we're used to traditionally, and I'm hoping that we get more kids, Little League, girls softball if they care to march in this and celebrate the lives of those that were lost. I believe it is also a perfect place, being our memorial is there for every person from the Richmond community that passed in wars since World War I. It's a fitting place to hold this, and the VFW will still go down to St. Michael's Cemetery prior to this. It's something they've always done, and they will be playing taps at the park, at our Pocket Park, the new place that we will be holding it. And I'm not so sure we're going to be able to shoot. The echo in there would blow eardrums out. So I believe the VFW has plans of doing the 21-gun salute at the same day at a different place. But our public event will be held at the Pocket Park at the north end Pocket Park there between Maniachi's Hall and the yoga business. So at 10 o'clock, as John said, we'll start the parade, and we will be there for that. So I hope everybody can participate. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion to adopt Resolution 2021-9, which directs the city clerk to apply to the Michigan Department of Transportation to close M19 on Monday, May 31st, 2021 from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for the purpose of conducting the annual Memorial Day Parade.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Any discussion? Being not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We also have another motion to purchase wreaths. Is there a motion?
Make a motion to authorize the purchase of 3 wreaths to be placed at the Richmond Cemetery, St. Michael Cemetery, and the Veterans Memorial.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Any discussion on the purchase of the wreaths? Being not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We move on to miscellaneous matters from the city manager, sir.
None tonight.
Okay. Council comments. We'll go around. John?
Nothing.
Rob?
Nothing.
Emily?
Nothing, thank you.
Jim?
Nothing tonight, Mayor.
Jamie?
Nothing, sir.
Michael?
Nothing either, thank you.
And I don't know that we have anything special. I have nothing, but we'll hit the calendar here. Wrong month. Let's see, we have a recreation board meeting tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, right here at City Hall. Again, on the 6th is the National Day of Prayer at 12:20 in good weather, right out in front of City Hall here on Division. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers, especially the 2 that sit with us here. And the library board meeting will be held on the 10th at 7 o'clock at the library. Cable Commission will be meeting at 7 o'clock on the 11th here at City Hall. And I'm not sure, is there a BZA?
Yes, there is.
There is a BZA, okay. So on the 13th, right here at City Hall at 7 o'clock, will be a BZA meeting, and immediately following will be the Planning Commission when that meeting is over with. Okay, and 2 weeks from tonight at 5:30, we will again start the night off with our budget workshop, which is open to the public, and our regular city council meeting, as it was done tonight, will start at 7 o'clock. And we'll go back into the budget workshop if necessary after the regular meeting. I want to also point out that the week of the 9th starting on Mother's Day. That entire week is National Police Week, and at a time when our police nationally are, for lack of better words, being harassed by so many and blamed for so many things, I want to take the time to thank the job that our police department does in this community, and hope that our citizens will continue to show respect to our police department and other police departments that enter into our community from time to time, that you show respect to them always. And that's all I have. Is there anything else, council? Okay, we do have a closed session this evening for the consideration of the purchase of real property. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to convene into closed session in accordance with Section 8D of the Michigan Open Meetings Act, Public Act 267 of 1976, as amended, to consider the purchase of lease of real property as requested by administration.
Support.
It's been made and supported. Any discussion? Being not, roll call, please.
Green,
Yes.
Mistrovich,
Yes.
Rindell,
Yes.
Ricks,
Yes.
Schultz,
Yes.
Warren,
Yes.
Allen.
Yes.
Motion passes, and we will convene in the closed session.